And the governor-elect said something that caught my attention. For many of you, because he mixed, I think almost all of us would understand what he means here, because even when some places he put Igbo, he also used English to explain it, understanding that he is speaking to more or less a global audience. And listen, have a listen. And I must say that the governor-elect appears to be watching my program and be following me. You know why I said this? On several occasions in the last 6 years, I have been calling on the governors in the southeast. This is not what Buhari or federal government will do for you, but this is what you will do for yourself. I've been calling on them to challenge Innoson. I don't care. Let Innoson build you armored vehicles, but let it be made in the southeast. Let it be made in Nigeria. There is another one in the southwest called Nord, Nord. Instead of Ford, it's called Nord. The guy does a fantastic car, does fantastic vehicles. That is what we mean. Let the competition spring up. There is a car, I think it's Peace Transit or whatever. I think they have Peace Smart Transit. I think they have a car assembling plant in Enugu. Of course, let them spring up. Anything that will make us buy brand new cars for 3, 4, 5, 6 million, of course, that is welcome. You think Tierra not the hungry us? You think we must be buying third, fourth hand? The one only accidented or swarm with water or damaged one that we will bring from Europe and America that we can only afford. Of course, we're also human. Let the competition be. Let the Nordcar, Innoson, SAP, whatever they are called, let them compete amongst themselves. Now, this is what Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, CC Soludo, said, the governor-elect of Anambra State. He aligns with what I've been saying. Nothing stops you if you have 5, 10 cars in your convoy as a sitting governor. Every one of them. If you go to France today, you see President Emmanuel Macron. All you see them use is either Peugeot or Citroën. If you go to Germany, you see them use BMW, which they call BMW, or Mercedes. You see the Queen using Land Rover, Jaguar. Yes, the Indians have bought them, but at least they still have pact with them. You can't go to Japan and see Japanese prime minister or a state governor use German car. No. It's not happening. So this is not about saying, oh, the federal government didn't do this, so what have you done for yourself? If I can afford it, I'll go and take in Innoson G-Wagon. It looks better than the Mercedes G-Wagon. If I can afford it. I was somewhere in Anambra State the other day, and Senator Ifeanyi Uba drove in. I didn't even, I was just admiring the car, but the next night I saw somebody greeting me, and I looked at him as, was that his car? Because I was carried away with the car, Innoson, that he came in with. That A8, the car is beautiful, for Christ's sake, it's beautiful. Very, very fine. What stops all the governors? Go to Imo State, you see them use Lexus. You go to Enugu State, they use Lexus. You go to Ebonyi, they use Toyota. You go to my state of Anambra, they use Lexus. Why? Why? Why can't you use Innoson, for Christ's sake? Why? But again, this man has come. Oh, he's not even in, but he's already telling us how the music is likely to sound when he comes in. Now have a listen. Please, before I play that for you, if you haven't subscribed to this platform, please do. My name is Mazes, okay? You are watching Njenje Media TV. Subscribe and like and share. Subscribe, like, share. Hit the like button. On Facebook, make it turn blue. On Twitter, wherever you're watching me from, just hit the like button. So let's go.
One large family, I think, is meshed into one huge family for Project Anambra. When somebody draw my attention to some mischief, right up, hey man, to have something disruptive. So I'm not rocket here. Because it's about Colania, but I may inaugurate the transition committee.
For the benefit of my viewers who are non-Igbos, what he just said now is that everyone was shocked and surprised that that room where he spoke, that this is just the the inauguration of the transition committee. But the usual thing has always been that when such thing is done, there is too much fanfare. You get atilogo, meaning you get these local dancers, you get, unnecessary things happening. But he said, but this is a one large family that such is not needed and such resources need not to be wasted.
Ceremony where party chairman, former, this one, protocol. You can put half of this place will be filled with the protocol and so on. The governor, it means that's the mindset.
You see, and this is one thing I agree with him. That is a mindset. That is a paradigm shift. People wake up, they dress up, they go to government house, they sit down, they want to see the governor. They actually have not come to do anything. No freaking business. No freaking business. I know one person told me one time, "Why do you behave the way you behave?" I said, how do I behave? I said that you came to see XYZ and you didn't stay. I said, of course I couldn't stay. If I have an appointment with you to see you by 1 o'clock and I get there 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock, you knew that I'm going to come. You told me to come at that time. For Christ's sake, I'm not jobless. I will go do other things. Whenever you're ready, we come back, we'll discuss. I mean, honestly, if we must survive as a people, be it within states or as a nation, we must have a paradigm shift. And I thank God that the professor is now, before he even sworn in, is getting this paradigm shift. I hope the body language is not going to be like the body language of Buhari that fixed the refinery. When he now got sworn in, the refinery now died. No, it's not going to be like the body language that they fixed NEPA. He now came in. Corruption. Before he was sworn in, we were told that people were returning money, right, left, and center. Suddenly, when he was then sworn in, and for them to give us the names of people who stole our money and now returned them, they started talking about legality. Oh, there was legal this, and if you publish it, this person is going to do this, the other person is going to do this, and you ask yourself, So when you were promising us that, Oga, didn't you know? If we will call you people lying machines now, you will take offense. Anyway, you said it yourself, that's what it is.
When my 7-year-old grandson called me and said, "Grandpa, tell me the truth. Why did they call you Liar Mohammed?" I looked at him. What do you say to a 7-year-old son?
Well, you see, I don't want to tell you what you will tell him, but what we are saying is that we hope that we now be lied to.
It's one project. The ceremony we mobilize to witness I had your time, even in what it is now, to the not just be the boss that the committee is not by one more. No. So I think I want to thank all of you, and I can't thank you enough. I would like to sit through that entire period myself as the conclusions are coming in. I want to copiously be taking notes. But for me, I'm set.
Did you hear that? He said that he was ready to sit through the whole conversation the team is making. And he underlined that word. He would copiously make notes of their deliberations and the conclusions and their agreement. Wow. Again, I put a caveat. While I like the sound bites, I like how this thing sounds. And I sometimes ask myself, could this be real? And if it is, Ndabia, people of Abia, you have 6 months to learn work. Oga Soludo, by December, we will be making decision whether you are on track or not. If you're on track, we have a product to sell to Ndabia. Abia in the last, you know how many years now? Jesus Christ, over 20 years. The last 22 years, Abia. Last 22 years, you've been very, very unlucky. Now, Imo State appears to have joined the fray. Let me not go to Imo. Imo is a different kettle of fish and the discussion for another day because of things happening there. But again, if we come back to what Professor Soludo is saying, if you pay attention to the body language, if you pay attention to the spoken words, you understand that here is a man who takes note of the little things that matter. Now, here he talks, this is the one, sorry, but if, again, I can't apologize, but, anybody from the Southwest saying that they would wear their tie and dye, wear their soke, is not being arrogant. It's not being, pompous. I say, please wear, because it is your history. But here he is for the first time. I didn't know that what he is wearing is a Akwete. You know what? After watching this video, what I have decided for myself is that I'm going to visit the community called Akwete myself. I'm going to record and I'm going to show us. I'm going to let them make my own Akwete, the rest. And I will start wearing my own Akwete too, because we all learn. He's now going to talk about the Akwete dress that he's putting on, made in Aba, a community in Aba, handmade. It's still, they started making it before the colonial masters came. The colonial masters were not able to take that act away from them. Until date, they are still making it. That is a pride. And that is something that must. Because again, in this same vein, he made a statement that struck me. He talked about the great Igbo nation being one. You see, let me not preempt what he said, but let me quickly rewind a little bit. Yeah.
But I need to make a statement about it. It's not just a dress, it's a statement.
Did you hear that? That the Akwete he's putting on is not, oh, Jesus Christ. You understand now the pride of putting on something made by your own people, not by your state. So that some of you who says Anambra, Imo, Abia, blah, 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 talking like in this, you hear it now. He is, if care is not taken, we'll begin to call him the Prime Minister of the Southeast region. You heard it here from Ginger Media TV. Yes.
It's a statement. In the entire Southeast, This is the only textile thing I like. Akwete. And it's handmade by the women of Akwete in Abia. Igbo land.
Oh, did you hear that? Igbo land, Igbo fool. For those of you who do not understand Igbo, I translate. The Igbo nation is one. An incoming governor reminding us that the land, the boundary, the military demarcation is a distraction, that the Igbo nation is one. Think about it.
And we must promote it. Before we name it, I was stated in our manifesto. Before we name it, Anambra, it was made in Anambra. But I will name it. I will quasi. I am better.
You see that he will prefer things made in Anambra, but if it's not in Anambra, of course, we are still one. He will just patronize them.
But those textile firms and so on and so forth, my shoes and your training will be back in Anambra. My made in Anambra thing for them, I've insisted, and I said it to guy in my campaign, that the official car, governor of Anambra, guy, Innoson.
Did you hear that? The official car by the incoming government of Anambra State will be made in Anambra, and that is a Innoson car. Ask yourself. These are promises that takes you nothing to implement. It helps you grow your economy. It draws you closer to your people. And people know, and the people can see your heart. When I say that, it beats me silly that the moment this current government in Anambra State came in, the first vehicle that they gave to the police, after the former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, gave all the schools, again I repeat, all the schools, all, not one, not some, all the schools in Anambra State, Innoson vehicle, all the communities, gave them their Innoson Hilux, like Hilux, I don't know the name again, but is, pickup truck for the vigilante groups. All the traditional rulers in the state gave them one SUV each. All Innoson. Go now. Peter Obi left when? In 7 years, or rather 7 years ago. All those vehicles are still in use and is still serving. It's a statement that is going to help you. It's not something, I don't know, it's not something, how do I put it? It's not something extraordinary. It's just, my cars, if anything happens to my car as a governor, rather than go to Lagos or go to anywhere, fly somebody in to fix it, an engineer from Germany, this, that, it is manufactured in Nnewi. From Nnewi to Oka is maximum of 45 minutes drive. Tow the car to Nnewi or truck the car to Nnewi or get the engineer from Nnewi to come and fix it. The same is, it's easier for somebody to come from Abakaliki, from Nnewi to Abakaliki to Owerri to Abia to go and fix cars as opposed to going to Cotonou or Lagos. Is that not common sense? Does it take Professor Soludo to come in and reinforce something I've been saying for the last 5-6 years? When Ihedio had won, one of the memos sent to him was ensure that you make a statement with your fleet of vehicles. Ensure that there is some percentages of fleet, of government fleet, you mustn't say Innoson, but you can say locally made or made in Nigeria. What it will then mean is it leaves all those people manufacturing in Nigeria to contend with, because it's not only Innoson that is being manufactured in Nigeria, right? Like I said before, we have NORD somewhere in the southwest. You have Innoson in this IVM in the southeast. You have Peugeot being resuscitated in Kaduna And I think somewhere in Enugu, and I can't remember the brand, but another Chinese company there. So localize it. These are vehicles that when you buy them, there is always with government what they call the depreciation plan. If after 3 years these cars were bought for 3 million, of course you can sell these cars to the lower stars for 950, 1 million, 1.2. I don't care how much, but at least people would enjoy locally made car, brand new cars. Let's get back to the day my dad bought a Passat, was a brand new. I can't forget it. Wakri, the polythene bags. I can't forget anytime I sit at his back. I keep removing polythene bag from remnants of polythene bags from the car. Brand new. But how many of us, unless you're into Yahoo or government contract, to dream of brand new car? Not when I mean brand new, 0 kilometer, 0 mileage. But hey, Professor, allow you to go ahead.
I am about to see a job and call them whenever. But those textile firms and so on and so forth, my shoe and your training will be back in Anambra. My made in Anambra thing for now. I've insisted, and I said it to a guy in my campaign, that the official car, governor of Anambra, guy, can be Innoson. If I can you won't care better buy textile and Anambra. So I think there's something going on which you signify, and together we will get there. I want to thank you immensely. And get there and I'm saying I'm going to spend more than 20 million.
Now look at it here. Not many of you know that to organize a handover of a state takes nothing less than 200 million naira. But here, someone wrote that Soludo said he will not spend more than 20 million, thinking he's doing Soludo a favor by cutting it down. His response here was legend. Here he said, we're even talking about 20 million. Why should you spend money at all? And come to think of it, if we come away from this madness of borrowed governance system, if you see a state governor as a CEO of a company, imagine, now let's say Anambra PLC. I contested to be the CEO of Anambra PLC. Soludo contested. Soludo won to become the president of Anambra PLC or the CEO of Anambra PLC. Why is it that the first day he will start work, we will go and bring people dancing? Did we not see the first day Okonjo-Iweala went in as the head of a World Trade Organization, is it? Did we not see? She made a statement by her dressing. I love her. Love her dearly. She made a statement. She dressed and, but again, and people came in, greeted her, took 5-10 minutes photos. That was it. Straight on. Madam, the time is on. And that is where we must get governance to. If they do it in Lagos or in Sokoto or in Abidjan, we mustn't learn that nonsense. We must begin to reconfigure our mind. Act. If you are in Germany watching me, when a new Bürgermeister takes over, there is no fanfare. He walks straight to the rat house. It means business. You watching me from London, when a new mayor takes over, you don't have any cultural display. He walks in, takes an oath, the job starts. When a new governor takes over anywhere where people are serious, there are no fanfares. So why must we continue in this trajectory? It doesn't make sense. Absolutely senseless. That's what I see. So when I look at this guy, seeing these things, I feel, man, You are speaking to the church. You are speaking to the converted, because it is something I have been preaching, crying for most of you to listen. Now you are saying it. I say the test of the pudding is in the eating. Yes, you said it, but you have people to contend with. I promise you, and I give you my opposition pro bono, because I'm watching you. I'm watching you. We must get it right. By fire, by force.
And together, we will get there. I want to thank you immensely. And I'm saying, I'm going to spend more than 20 million. But actually, I've expressed a wish that I don't wish one kobo of Anambra State government's money to be spent on this swearing.
You see, have you ever heard of that? That a state governor is coming and saying he does not wish that the state spends money. So it should be, no ceremony, zero ceremony. Just come, let's do the thing. And that's good.
I've expressed that wish, not to a penny, not one kobo.
Can you imagine? In this time and age. By now, people are talking about Shebi, whether now white or pink or yellow or green or brown or lila or Christ. Una no go kill somebody for this Shebi thing. But here is a man with his senses intact telling you his wish is that you don't spend. You see how has smartly, he's not fighting, he hasn't said anything against the outgoing government. But by the actions and body language, you can see a total detachment from the outgoing government. You can see a total detachment from him. Because the other one, we have on Oja with music. He will do like this. Sometimes I say this guy thinks he's a traditional ruler. Because if me, I'm a traditional ruler, if I will become a no, that's how I go to waka. What they do like that, you go do like this. Before you knock somebody some jazz, you know what I mean? I'm just kidding.
Should not be spent on that swearing. Now the swearing, what are we going to spend? What are we spending for?
Exactly. So help me God.
So help me God.
You see, he says he doesn't need any, again, for translation here and context, he doesn't need any fanfare. All he needs is 4 or 5 people with illegal, whatever. He will just raise his hand, so help me God, and open his office and go. Go in and start working immediately. See that. Now, I must remind you here, Professor Soludo, agenda setting for me, as your promise, you're going to Onitsha. If you no go Okpoko that day, my problem with you, I will take it personal, it has started. The moment you're sworn in the election, you promised us that the moment you are sworn, you're in where? Okpoko. To do what? To start work. You talk, not me talk.
There is no party, no event, no atelier, no nothing.
Did you hear that? There is not going to be any musical performance. There is not going to be any event. There is nothing. Again, I am not saying that we are jubilating yet, but it is good that we put this in context, because if this flies the way he's saying it, Abia, Imo, Ebonyi, you must begin, and then we must begin to make such demand. The two, let it be the new norm.
So I'm just going showing up work. And on first day at work, like I said at the beginning, no, on Friday. On Friday. But that day I'm going to work more than 8 hours of work. And we've lined up in Agalo that day. No ceremony, no event, no party, nothing. So zero. It's actually not one kobo will be spent on that. So I put 20, I'm going to make it with them. 20 minutes.
Now he concludes here by saying that whoever was talking about 20 million is actually mistaken because he never said 20 million. That what he's actually saying is that if need be, he will spend zero, zero naira. Now, let me hear you. What do you think? Do you think that Abia State needs an airport? Let's have a conversation. It's a Friday. That's why it's a Friday hangout, not a monologue. I've done with my presentation. Question then to you is, do you think that Abia State needs an airport? Or do you think that Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo will keep to his promise? Have your say. While you do that, I would, like I said, I had already gone to Okpoko. And when I look at this guy, no, guys, let me show us this. Let me show us this. It's just that na money they make man. When I look at Innoson cars, I'm like, somebody saying I'm going to use Innoson car. It's actually not something, It's actually saying I'm going to live in luxury, in luxury, because what it is. When I got the car is beautiful. Check the car out. Look at the car. You know, this is the G. I mean, this is the one I like because everybody to his own. This is the one I like. Check. Hmm? I think this is the same one I told you. The senator was using. Look at this car. So who wouldn't like it? So I don't know why these men governing us are running away from this car. I'm like, check that baby out. Yeah, check it out. But hey, so well again, okay. While you might still call, but let me take some of your questions. Jacob says the big show is those whom surround him to run the administration. Well, listen, I believe if you're smart enough, you know people that share your idea and your vision that you can obviously um, appoint to work with you. Just like President Muhammad Buhari that came in for 6 months, he did not do any, he didn't appoint anything. He basically allowed the whole thing to, the whole nation to go to waste. But I believe the moment, again, that's another agenda. Soludo must appoint his cabinet as early as possible. As early as possible. So, Chaik Nekem says, for what? Let the governor fix the town first. Good road network, human empowerment, and lots more. Well, yes, I agree. Of course, bros, we should have our own airports. It's very shameful and things Soludo we do. But I think, honestly, probably by the next dispensation, we might be able to shift the conversation and begin to do state by state analysis of how these, we can draw up a template, have this reviewed every year, state by state, metrics, indexes of why and we think this state is performing better than the other state. There must be that level of competitiveness. The whole thing mustn't be, anchored on, oh yes, this person is stealing this, the other person. I mean, it's at some point it begins to sound as if it's a question of, oh, this person steals more than the other one, and the other person can outspend, engage in more nonsense than the other. You know, so when we begin to understand that even we as spectators, that we have also a role to play, and our role is nothing else but to keep and constantly holding them to account. And in doing that, we must, your brother, your father, your sister, everyone we must begin to also walk away from going into government houses for unnecessary distractions, things that doesn't make sense. Okay, so let me play us this, but I'm not going to, because this video has been posted on Ginger Media, I'm not going to.
I'm running to Okpoko.
Now, I am not going to finish the whole thing, but I just want to give us an intro as part of what personally I consider an agenda setting. This is myself, and this is also his own statement during the campaign. Take a listen.
If I'm sworn in today, I'm running to Okpoko the same day.
Now, this is the day of campaign, his closing remark. I didn't ask him to make that statement, but because he made that statement, then I must hold him.
Sworn in today, I'm running to Okpoko the same day to begin the revolution. If I'm sworn in today, I'm running to Okpoko the same day to begin the revolution. Give me the opportunity. If you hire me, I want to mobilize the creative energies of the whole of Anambra people, home and abroad in diaspora.
As you know, good evening.
So obviously, I had gone to Okpoko, to actually look at Okpoko and see how Okpoko is. You can see the full
Good
video
afternoon, good morning,
in
wherever you are.
Ginger Media there.
Today is the second week of January 2020. Now, I am headed to Okpoko in Anambra State, where Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo said he will commence his governance.
Anyway, that's intro.
Udaja.
Obviously, you look at the
Okay.
streets.
Ka njọ ya
This
ajụjụ.
is
Soludo
Okpoko.
win. Ọ sị na ọ ya edozili ụlọ Okpoko. Ọ dị gị ka ihe ọ ya emenwu? Ikwenye na ọ ya eme ya. Mana unu atụnyekwala mgbe ọ win. Soludo to reconstruct the spectrum, but we are expecting how Okpoko. Oh Jesus!
So this is Okpoko. This is me driving. I was lucky that my tire was not punctured because the area is unbelievable. And I must note, I must say the following.
Or maybe.
The only road you will see tarred in Okpoko was only done by Peter Obi. The only road you will see, this is the gutter here is called the Sakamori gutter. You see deaths, pigs, it's unbelievable sight. So when you begin to drive into Ede Road, this is Ede Road, and you basically begin to see the road that was done by Peter Obi during his time as governor of Anambra State is the only tarred road in Okpoko. What one would have expected in the last 7 years is to see more work done in Okpoko. But sadly, there was nothing. Nothing.
How Okpoko? I missed something. Let me go.
So eventually, let me go. See, walking here. I wanted to do a live stream. Do you believe it that there was no network? Even when there was a map in my front, there was no network. I used Airtel. There was no Airtel network to do live stream. Look at it. Look at it. This is Okpoko. You see?
So what I am doing is to show us Okpoko. See? So this is where we jump.
If you don't take care, jumping in Okpoko, you might get, you might fall inside a gutter. So this is the popular Mugambo market. I took my time. I spent close to 4 hours driving and walking around Okpoko, speaking to the people, getting them to speak to us. I just tried my skill of speaking a Abakaliki dialect here, and they say old soldier no they die. As an old soldier, I was still able to remember some of them. So at the end of the day, visit Okpoko, just go back to Ginger Media TV.
At the other side, when you cross the Onitsha Road, is
You will
another
see
suburb
me
called
from that
Awada,
Okpoko. I
where
headed
you have
to
upstairs.
The other section
You know,
of
Okpoko,
the second Niger
you see
bridge where you have the
mostly
interchange.
downstairs. Now,
Again,
leaving Okpoko, on
now
my
this
right,
is the things I do in order to do my own part, because I genuinely, what do I want? I want that many of us that were born in Anambra State, grew up in Anambra State, primary, nursery, primary, secondary in Anambra State. That that's the great Igbo nation as a collective. That we should have a secured place to call home. If you're in Lagos, you're in Abuja, you are in anywhere you are within the Nigerian or the continent of the motherland, the African continent, or anywhere you are in the diaspora, in Europe, in America, in Asia, that whenever you come back home, that you have a place you call home, that no one can harass you, that you have the basic amenities to life. That's all. That's all. Not interested in government money. Use the government money to work for the government. But please, those commingling, those cutting our monies away, it's got to stop. The generations yet unborn will look at us one time and say, Daddies, what have you done? Were you people asleep when these things are happening? The reason why I shout on top of my voice like a chicken that the kite took the chick, it's not that the kite will release my chick, but at least for the world to hear my voice, so that maybe when I'm no more, if YouTube, if social media ever exists when we are no more, someone could go back and say, pardon him, he was shouting as loud as he could.